Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Life and Times of Crazy Patrick. I promised you in my last video, this is Easter Sunday. I'm going down to my best friend Doug, lives down the street. Uh, we're gonna hunt Easter eggs. He's gonna fix a ham, and they want me to bring green bean casserole. I make this really killer green bean casserole. People that don't like green bean casserole normally don't like it because it's so mushy. I have a way of fixing it here that it doesn't come out that way. It tastes fantastic and everybody loves it. People that don't like green bean casserole will eat this and say, man, this is the best green bean casserole I ever had. So I've got everything set up here. I got the oven preheating. I'm going to show you how I put this together so it doesn't get mushy, okay? So I got to get my camera set a little different and we'll get started. I think that'll do her there. Okay. The first thing we want to do, you got to have 2 cans of green beans and you want to drain them. I like using the whole green beans, not the cut ones. And you need a can of cream of mushroom soup. You need some cheddar cheese, and you need the crispy fried onions. And so with that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with and I'm fixing it all in one bowl. The bowl that's oven safe. I'm gonna cook it in is we're gonna put everything together in there. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put the cream of mushroom soup in there. This is exciting, huh? Putting the cream of mushroom soup in there. Isn't this exciting part of the video? Put all that in there. We're good to go there now. So get rid of that can, and now we want to put in the green beans. 2 cans of green beans. And you got to be careful kind of mixing this up because you don't want the green beans to get all smushed, you know. You don't want smushed green beans. So you mix this all up. Now this is the part that keeps it from getting mushy, okay? Instead of putting milk in here, we're going to take and we're going to put a half a cup of grated cheese, cheddar cheese. You mix that all in. Get that all mixed up. Get that mixed in there. Now that's what's going to keep it from getting mushy. And once you get that all mixed up, just kind of level her out in here. Now you want to put about a half a cup of these French's crispy fried onions. So you put about a half a cup of those in there. I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to throw them in, and you mix those all in there. So you want some in it, and then you're also going to put some on top towards the end. I got the oven preheating at 350. So we want that done. And then another thing that I do, it's got plenty of salt from everything else, but I like to put some pepper in mine. So gonna put maybe a teaspoon or so of pepper. I like that in there. So mix that up. Again, level this off. This is going to be one of the quickest cooking videos you have ever seen. So we got that there. And now I want to get some, I may have to run in the house. I need some aluminum foil, and I can't remember. I forgot to bring it out. Yeah, I'm going to stop this now for a second, and I'll restart it here in just a minute, okay? All right, folks, I'm back. What we want to do, you want to go ahead and cover this with aluminum foil because it doesn't have the milk in there. It doesn't have as much moisture, so you don't want it. You don't want this to burn on the top while you're doing this part. So cover it up with some aluminum foil, and then let's see. The oven's preheated now at 350, so we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven now for about 30 minutes just to get it hot. Everything in it's already pretty much cooked, so you're just getting it hot at this point. We're going to go ahead and put it in the oven. So we're good to go now. I'm going to go ahead and stop this again, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. Well, while we're waiting for this to get done in the oven here for that 30 minutes, I thought I'd tell you a little story here. Back in the olden days, I went to Wyoming, and the oil field was booming, and back in the late 70s, and so I went up to Douglas, Wyoming. Was going to get me a job in the oil field and make some money. And so back then, the way to get a job is you went to the bar. And we used to go to a bar. It was called the Oasis. If in Douglas, Wyoming, if you can believe that, you know, going down to the Oasis like that country western song. Well, that was the Oasis. And I went in there and I met this old guy. His name was Charlie Proctor. Best boss I ever had. He was an old pipeline welder, and he was running a pipeline crew. And I got a job just as labor on that pipeline crew. Then I ended up being a welder's helper. I helped a welder on the pipeline. Basically, you're doing all the work, and he's just burning rod. You know that's how that works. But I was making good money back then for those days. Old Charlie, he was quite the guy. All the welders, they wore these high topped. I don't know if you ever seen a welder's hat, and always wore a scarf, Levi shirts, you know, and always looked sharp. When we was off, you had a different welding hat for every day of the week, and then you had white ones you wore when you was off work and on the weekend. Old Charlie, he had on his white welding cap. It was a Saturday, nice warm day. He'd been at the Oasis. He'd had him a few shots of whiskey there, and him and his wife had bought this little farmstead, and they was planning on moving a mobile home out there, big double wide. And he had already went out there and started setting everything up. He had goats out there, and he got some baby chickens and had a pen and a coop and everything made for them. And so it was a nice Saturday, and he thought, well, I'm going to run out there and check on the animals, get them taken care of. And he let his wife know he was going out there, and he took him a bottle of whiskey with him. He liked that whiskey. He got out there and he started sucking on that whiskey. He sat down there watching these baby chickens and getting a kick out of them. And it was, like I say, a nice warm summer Saturday. And he thought, well, he had built this lean-to, and he was getting about 3 shades to the wind there. And he built this lean-to for the goats. Had it all full of fresh straw, you know, it was nice and clean in there. And he was getting a bit tired. He had a lot of whiskey, and he thought, man, I'll just crawl in there and take me a little nap. Well, he went in there and he passed out, is what he did. And a bunch of time went by. He never came home. His wife got to worrying about him. And so she decided she'd go out to the farm and make sure everything would check on him, make sure everything was okay. She got out there and she got to looking, and there's old Charlie's legs hanging out of this lean-to for the goats. He was in there passed out. So she went over there, you know, grabbed his legs, shook him, you know, got him woke up, you know, make sure he was okay. She, you know, he went in there and had a heart attack or something. And he's all half drunk, and he crawls out of there, and she just busts into hysterics. She's laughing. She's got tears running. He crawls out of there, and those goats had got in there. They had ate half his hat off, chewed off half of his hair, chewed his scarf up around his neck, had his shirt in shreds, and he'd been passed out through this whole thing, and these goats just ate him up, and he was quite a sight. And but those are the things that happen when you get to drinking too much of that Jack Daniel's stuff, you know. But with that, I'll go ahead and pause this again. I thought you might get a kick out of that story, and we'll get back when this green bean casserole gets ready to take out of the oven and finish it off. All right, be right back. Okay, folks, it's been about 30 minutes. We're going to take this out of here and see what it looks like. Like I say, it just needs to get hot. It doesn't, you know, you're not really baking it. So we want to make sure it's good and hot and bubbly now. Go ahead and uncover it here. Let me take a little taste of this and see if it's getting hot. Oh, Lord. Not ready yet. Gonna have to put it back in. Still not done. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in here. And turn the oven up. This oven doesn't quite hold temperature like the one in the house. You know, it's an RV, and thermostat may be a little bit off. So I'm going to put that back in there for a little bit, and we'll be right back again.
Beautiful garnets, and lots of them.
Okay, folks, I'm back. I have it out of the oven. It's still not quite hot enough, but I'm going to go ahead and uncover it now. You want to put another about half a cup of cheese on top of here. On the top. You want that to get all nice and melty and toasty. And then you want to do about another half a cup of these onions on the top too. And they'll get nice and crispied up on the top. Those crispy onions on top is what really makes it, you know. So you want to put those get those onions on there, those French fried onions. Those things are great. So we got her there like that. We're going to put it back in the oven for probably another, you'll have to watch your oven. This one, like I say, I don't think the thermostat's exactly right on it, but you just kind of want to watch it, and you don't want to burn it, but leave it in here for maybe another 10-15 minutes. It should be good. So we'll go ahead and stop this now again, and be back when it's done.
Well, there we go. Another half bucket full.
All right, folks, here, let me pause this video I'm watching. I'm watching Dan Hurd prospecting. I don't know if you like gold prospecting. Dan Hurd has a channel that's from Canada. Man, he gets a bunch of gold. I wished I could go up there and play in the gold up there. Well, here, folks, I got it out of the oven. It looks done to me. Gonna get it up here where you can see it. Can you see that? It's all nice and crispy on top. Got the melted cheese. It's all bubbly. So it's in great shape. Gonna end this video now. I hope y'all enjoy your Easter Sunday. Uh, hope you have something going today, and want to tell you again, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay healthy, and God bless.